Hello guys, my name is Willem. Welcome to LRDX Cars. This video I find myself here in Brussels, in Belgium, for this year's Interclassics. It's like a big car show for classic cars mostly, but also, like you can see around me, a lot of sports cars have turned up. And today, or this year, they celebrate 100 years of LeMans, so we'll also see a lot of LeMans cars here this year. And I would say enjoy watching the video, and leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And we're gonna start here with the GT3 RS right behind me, so enjoy guys. Like I was saying, we're going to start it off with this new GT3 RS, the latest 992 variant of GT3 RS, the one that has like the Nürburgring record time for the production cars at the moment. I think the only one that will be faster is the GT2 RS, the Mantai version, with a lot of downforce generating this car with a small neck spoiler. Already seen a lot of different variants of the GT3 RS, the new one. This is no YSEG car, like you can see, so you have like the normal roof, no special magnesium wheels or anything, no carbon here on the front bonnet, but like you see a lot of air intakes going around to create a lot of downforce here around the car. Quite a cool one. I think it's sort of the white color, metallic color of Porsche. Like you see, the DRS is actually open at the moment. You still have the Club Sport back on the inside. It looks quite good. Surrounded here by a lot of 911s. You have like the newer GT3 in front. And there is a special color of Carrera 4S. Here the newer GT3, like you see, in the racing yellow. Special caramel roof even to it. The PDK box in, no manual. Could opt for a manual if you want. These are like the Porsche approved cars here. They're all for sale here. Because like you will see in this video today, a lot of cars here that are on exhibition are also for sale. We have another GT3 variant of the 992. A special blue color on that Turbo S. Quite a cool one. I'm gonna check how the name is. There is no black on it where I can read the name on, but quite a cool color of Turbo S here. Then next to it we have a 911 Sport Classic. Now on the 992 variant you also have the Sport Classic variant, but this one is actually way more special than the one that's out now. You see it like the Sport Classic grey color, two racing stripes going underneath the Fuchs style wheels, quite cool. To give some of the old elements back to the newer car. Then a special interior, like you can see, quite nice dark brown with a manual gearbox in there. And then the most known thing is of course here a special ducktail spoiler, where you will also see it on the RS 2.7. The classic 911, but yeah, to come back now on a newer car looks quite good. Really like it, this one. I'm gonna check how many of these are built. Yes, 250, like I was guessing. This car is number 63 of the 250 ever built, so very rare. I think now the newer Sport Classic, I think 1963, something like that, were built. So a lot of them, in comparison to this one, 250 only. So I think it's still quite an expensive one, 300,000 euros, something like that. But yeah, real collector's Porsche. Then we have like a GTS cap there, the 991.2 GT3. still looks very good, I think. Also with the club sport back in, roll cage racing seats, and a big spoiler on. I actually prefer this generation. The back I like more than the newer one. And hier eigenlijk 4X next to it. Special color of 911. Yeah, it looks quite good. A lot of 911s here. At the end you also had a GT3 Touring, but I think this GT3 RS is the highlight here now. I think it will be selling for 350,000 euros, so a big premium over the stock price of 300,000 euros. Then we go to that side where you see a lot of new Bentleys. Then we come in, you're greeted with a lot of Bentleys, the most sporty Bentleys that are out for now. I think it's a 2021 GT Speed with the W12 in the latest one. Then here a GTC Supercars, which is out 500 horsepower and it's quite rare. Here the coupe version of the Bentley Continental GT Supersport is the 2011 model, and they actually built 1200 of the coupes, like this one is, and then another 583 of the convertibles, so they are numbered. It's a limited spec. And they came out and then added with a lot of carbon fiber on that one, you can see here on the front. Looks quite cool. Special wheel design even. Those were the most powerful Bentleys ever built, I think. 700 horsepower it says. From the W12 engine. A big number. And yeah, very sporty Bentleys. If you're interested, then I think they are all from Bentley Certified Antwerp. And here we have a classic one from Bentley, the S1 from 1985, or 1958 I mean. Looks still good, if you ask me. A lot of classics we'll see here today. And this Bentley Continental GT I recognize. I actually sat in it while we were at the showroom in Antwerp. It's for sale at 220,000 euros and there's a V8 in there. And then this sort of Bordeaux red color on the outside looks very good, metallic one. Then another GTC, the convertible one. Nice blue one. Here sort of a lighter blue, and then a more sporty blue. Next with all Bentley certified, like you can read, so they're all for sale if you're interested. This is 265, another V8 model. That's a GT-S variant even, so a more sporty Bentley, 285 also, so yeah, if you're interested, cool Bentleys here. Then we come here at the pre-owned part at Lamborghini, where we have the Huracan Evo, the rear-wheel drive, and then actually the very last Huracan, it was the Huracan Technica, because they're now old or out of production, so no more Huracans coming. We'll see the replacement of the Huracan, I think this year or next year, I think probably next year, and it will not be a V10 engine anymore, it will be a V8 a hybrid one, but I'm looking forward to it. I already saw some spy shots while it was testing in Bologna, so yeah, it will be quite a cool one, but we'll go here through these Huracans, so see a Diablo there. Here a beautiful Huracan Evo rear-wheel drive. 610-2, so 610 horsepower from the V10, only rear-wheel driven. Then a cool blue color to it with sport seats on the inside and some orange Alcantara finishing. Looks quite sporty. And next to it the Huracan Technica. I think there were only 1250 of these built. It's the last Huracan, which is based a bit on the STO. So it has like the same engine in there as the STO, but then made a bit more for road use, and had a special designing on the outside, like you see, with the special spoiler on that's always there, special headlights with the Y shaping in. You have now also on the Revuelto, and I quite like it here in this grey color, not the most striking, but it's a cool one with the yellow calipers. Cool car. It's also for sale here at 360,000 euros, 640 horsepower and also only rear wheel driven. Technica, quite a cool one. Also the back of the Huracan Technica was a bit made only for the Technica, like you see the special shape of exhausts. Then the spoiler, like I said, always there, you can really see through. The car is fully open here on the back. To have a lot of cooling here, of course, under here. You can always see the beautiful V10 engine presented there. Yeah, quite a cool one. Then we come here to the Countach V12 Lamborghini. This nice yellow color. It's quite cool. Don't think it's like an anniversary edition or anything, but always nice to see a beautiful Countach next to it. We have not sure what it is. Let's see. Then we come here to a cool Diablo. The next car after the Countach, I mean. Now this V12 got a bit newer, of course, still with a manual gearbox in. Looks quite cool. You see it itself one even on. This one has a spoiler and then sort of the more basic silver color. And next to it you have like a Lamborghini. Can't come on the name of it. Saw it at the Zoete Grand Prix auction there. It's like with a G, this a Japa or something like that. Something very not many cars built. And here another Huracan Evo, the rear-wheel drive version, and just the regular Huracan Evo. They're all for sale. So if you're interested in one of these cars, you can always go to Lamborghini Antwerp, I think it is, that is presented here. Quite cool, that car is 277. That car also 277. Yeah, quite cool here. Here we have a 911 SC Dakar from 1978 with the LeMans livery on, like you now have the newer 911 Dakar, also has the LeMans livery on. This car costed €160,000. And like you see, a total rebuild to really a rally car, to really take it on the Dakar, with here the fog lights on, higher suspension, more rally based wheels. Totally stripped down with the roll cage and the racing seats. Yeah, looks quite cool if you ask me. Even sort of a air taker on the front. Yes, I think it's closed off for now. And looks quite cool with the LeMans livery. Big turbo spoiler on the back, the roll cage in. Two sports exhausts here on the rear, and like you see, it sits a lot higher, of course, to drive over the rocks and over the dirt roads in Africa. Yeah, it looks quite cool. The 911 Dakar there. You have the new one also, check out. And then here we have the newer 911 Dakar. It's actually based on the 911 GTS. So it has 500 or 450 horsepower, I think it is. And then of course made a bit higher. I think it was 40 millimeters higher than a regular 911 GTS. Also with the off-road livery on. It looks quite good. The cost to get that livery on is quite expensive, €22,000, so not the cheapest, but it really makes the car look as the old rally car, with like the toe here on the back, also the roll cage and sport seats on the inside. It really made purposeful to really take it off-road. And yeah, it still is quite fast. The only thing is the top speed is limited to 250 kilometers an hour. But the thing is still 3.7 seconds, the 0 to 100 kilometers an hour, so quite fast still. And it looks quite good, I think. It's a limited one, the 911 Dakar, and they're all sold out. But I think it's cool to see it. Also the classic one next to it was a nice one. And we'll see what else cars we can find. And of course they built the car to celebrate the 1984 Paris Dakar winner. It was actually a 911 Carrera 3.2 at the time that won the 953. We just saw the old one and now they did this to celebrate that victory. Then we have here a Porsche 964 Carrera RS, also with the racing seats in. Quite special Carrera RS. Don't think they actually make it anymore. Then we have some turbos in the line. It looks quite cool with the racing seats in. And here a classic turbo with a big wing on. Still looks very good, I think. This is a classic silver color with the Fuchs wheels on, like you had on the Sport Classic. This one is for sale actually, 145, this 930 turbo. And then another very colorful Porsche here from 1995, the 911 turbo. Quite a cool one, 993 I think it is. Racing yellow. And on the other side you had some more classics, some original 911s. 911 2.4S Targa with a beautiful interior here. There's a special fabric here on the inside. Even have a glimpse here at the engine bay. Looks very nice. Looks quite clean. I think it had a restoration to it. Here another 3.0. Nice white one. White on the 911 always is a good one. Then we'll walk a bit around here, see what other cool cars you can find here. A lot of classics you can see. Then we come here to some classic cars. We come here to a 1955 Jaguar D-Type, which raced the 2021 LeMans Classic. Also was presented at Salon Privé. Very cool one with the yellow here on the inside. Full black one, unknown with the racing. Racing hump here on the back. You could sit in it with 2 persons, but like you see, this side is closed off. The beautiful wooden steering wheel in there. Yeah. Very cool one. Engine here in the front. You can of course open this one fully up to the front. Back you can also fully open up. Very lightweight race car from Jaguar back in the day. With a 3.2 liter engine in there. And next to it, we have a special, what is it? The Devron, also a race car. These two are really race cars from back in the day. It's actually the only Chevron B12 that was built for John Wolf at Le Mans in 1968. So a specially made car for him to race 1968 Le Mans. You see it's a bit extended here, the front. And also on the back you have it like more longer with the sort of the lip on the back. Very stripped down race car. Have a look here on the inside. It's a right wheel drive one, but like you see, if you would sit in it, you will sit next to each other. The gearbox there on the side, the sill. Yeah, really cool race car here, even lights on top. Engine bay here, made fully open. V8 engine here, like you can see. Yeah, looks quite cool. Some air intakes here on the side. The race car. Then we come here to the known Honda NSX. Also a race car of the NSX, built with a roll cage in, racing seats in. Actually raced the GT Cup in 1993. And yeah, quite cool to see it here with all the stickers underneath. Really nice one. Then the BMW 635 CSI here next to it. A race car from BMW with a way larger front bumper here in the front. Really till the ground, very aggressive even. Toe hierin. That looks quite nice. CSI from BMW. The wider wheel arches. Die stripped down interior. One racing seat in. No spoiler on, that's a bit of a weird look to see. Then you come here to another CSI BMW. This one has a spoiler on, but I think this one is the road going version. You see the windows down, even the rear window can go down. Quite special. The inside is a bit stripped, like you see on the doors. And then here with these extra fins on the side. Now you also have the newer CSL BMW. Big spoiler over. Yeah, quite a cool one. It even is a Alpina CSL. So even more rare from 1973. The silver here on the wheel arches, beautiful BMW grills here. Then some more classics, classic range next to it, a buggy even. And we come to a cool Morgan Plus 4. It's for sale at 53,000. Most of the cars you will see, like I said, are all for sale. Here a beautiful E-Type 3.8 GTS, 165,000 euros. And the cool thing on the E-Type is, like you see, the way how the hood opens in the front, bends forward, the nose tilts itself till the floor. Maybe have a quick look here at the engine bay. This one is the V12 engine. You also had one with the V8 in if you want. This car only has 3,600 kilometers on the clock, so almost a new one. And the white looks quite nice. We also have a black one. I think it's also a convertible, but then with a hard top you can take off. Also with the V12 engine in. This one is a bit cheaper, 135,000 euros. Beautiful, the wheels and everything. Really like it when the front lights are closed off. You also have the E-Type when it's open, that lights, and you only have the circle in there. Those models are a bit more cheap, but these are the ones to collect actually. These look really cool if you ask me. Here, what's this next to it? Mini, original Mini club and saloon. Even a longer one than the standard Mini. Then here we have a Mustang, the Bullet. So quite a cool one. So the special, more limited series of the Ford Mustang. Also for sale here at 57,500 euros. Good recognize them mostly of the green paint, special black wheels, and of course with a nice V8 in there. Then here we have a beautiful, I think it's sort of an Irish green Porsche 911. Really cool with the fabric seats in. So had a great restoration done to it, I think. 911 2.0 it says. Really beautiful. And here this KTM. We also saw it at the Zutte Grand Prix last month, while it was parked there in the streets. I think should maybe go to visit KTM one day to have a full look at this X-Bow. It's quite special is how the roof actually opens up. You have no door, so the roof actually needs to tilt forward, so you can step over the sill here. And like you see a lot of carbon fiber on this car. I think it's probably very lightweight. Quite cool. Full green one. Then you can even see the weave here through the color. Quite nice even. Engine of course placed in the back. I think it's a very small engine they're always using to of course save some weight. But I think it's an aggressive looker on the front. I think it's a real fun track toy to have. Gold wheels to it. Maybe go a bit closer. You can have a look at the back of the car. Totally made open. Big carbon spoiler overneath. Exhaust here in the center. Even an F1 type fog lights. And then all carbon here. Looks quite nice. Special rear lights. You can even see the engine sticking out. Yeah, we'll go have a look. Closer up look. You can see it's a 5-cylinder engine if I'm not wrong. You can count it on the stripes. Very small one. Even have sort of a luggage space here behind. Looks quite nice. Camera on top, because you have no rear window, and then here on the inside, very stripped down. Some racing seats in, just with some padding. You can see the carbon fiber top. The car is built around. And this sort of race-inspired steering wheel here behind, with some pedals behind. I think it's an automatic gearbox they're using, but the gear lever looks quite cool. In the center you have the stop button. Looks quite nice. Just simple, some USB ports, bottom for your lights, some air conditioning, and that's it guys. But the pedals sound quite nice. I think they are hydraulically and you have some buttons on the steering wheel, like the indicators, your lights, wipers. That looks quite cool. You can even see the shocks front of the car. So you have the view of the camera. Even on the side you have some view of cameras. I think here you have them. These cameras because you have no mirrors and a lot of air outlets here on the side. Really a track car. can see right through it. Yeah, quite cool. If you want a lightweight race car, this is number 11 out of the, I don't know how much it will be making, but it's a limited edition. It says here, all finished with beautiful carbon fiber here on the panels. Yeah, it's quite cool if you ask me. I think they will be pushing out 200, 300 horsepower or something like that. Not too much, but it's a lightweight race car. KTM X-Bouw. If you want to know more, you can always go check KTM out on their website, and then maybe go and visit them in the future. Here we have some classic Lancia bodies. If you want to maybe rebuild or start really from scratch, this is an Aurelia B24 Spider. Coolest are the golden grill in here, and you see it really totally aluminium body is left, even the inside. So if you have time and you want to work on a car, this is a 300 BC bimodel, 1953 Seata. Also the shelf only, and then you can build cars good looking as this from that shelf. I don't know what it is, another Lancia. Not the biggest Lancia. No, another Aurelia B24, so it's actually the same as that shelf is from. Okay, you see it a long way to go, but good looking ones, Lancias, and this one is already almost done, like you see. You still have your brakes on, no engine in there. You have some panels here already on the inside. I think these guys are known to rebuild Lancias, Lancia Classic. If you're interested, then you can always go to them. Yeah. And here on the other side, you have another Ferrari, the Dino 308 GT4 and the Porsche 911. SWB coolest with the yellow headlights, make it a bit more special. It was behind the D-Type we just saw. We'll go here to the other side. We have Bonham's car. Bonham's always represented for the auction. I think they just auctioned a Ferrari 250 GTO at plus $50 million. It was quite cool. And it didn't even have an original 250 GTO chassis on. It was only the body, so yeah, quite crazy to see how classic cars can go up in price these days. And we come here to some Cobras, known race cars. Big V8 in there, and then here classic Ford GT even, GT40. Quite cool, from Shelby. Shelby CS GT40 it's called. A white body, and it's from LeMans. It raced LeMans in 1969. And it's even for sale if you're interested. That looks quite good here, the GT40. It's sort of a lighter blue example. Even a special buggy behind. Another Cobra there. Then we'll continue the walk here. And then we come here back to some more fun cars from my age that I actually dream of. Here is a Ferrari 430 Scud and a 458 Challenge next to it. Quite a cool one, they're both for sale, so we'll dive a bit into them. The Ferrari 430 Scud is actually for sale here at 270,000 euros. It's a 2009 model with a 4.3 liter V8 in there, pushed out about 500 horsepower. And here in the traditional Rosso Corsa spec with the hard racing stripes underneath. Really a very great car I think Ferrari has built back in the day. At the time it was still in collaboration with Michael Schumacher. At the time he was working at Ferrari. Here you see some carbon fiber mirrors. And the thing Michael Schumacher introduced was the Manantino, like you will all know, and the bumpy mode button. Very stripped down interior, no floor mats even, you see really the metal of the floor and of the frame. Carbon on the steering wheel. Here you see the beautiful V8 presented, like you always have on the special models. Carbon coverings, carbon engine bay, and also carbon coverings on the engine itself. Here a nice air intake to cool that engine. Even here on the side some meshes. Yeah, really great car to see. Designed by Pininfarina back in the time. Even on the side you have some extra air outlets. Yeah, really a great one, the 430 Scud. And next to it you have a Ferrari 458, but like you see it's no regular Ferrari 458. It's the Challenge version. So only for track use of course. It's also for sale, you get 189,000 euros. The big spoiler on, here a more aggressive front lip, some more extra air intakes in. That looks quite nicer in the racing yellow. Giallo Modena they call it. Then here the big carbon spoiler on. Special fueling system like you always have on race cars. And this is the 4.5 liter V8 they're using. With bigger cylinders than you had on the 430. I think also 570 horsepower from standard on the 458. Maybe this one will push out 600 because it's a race car. You of course have racing brakes on, racing wheels on. It's quite cool if you ask me. Some racing seats here on the inside. Quite cool to have. If you have had maybe some different sports cars and you want to take your driving to the next level, then yeah, of course a race car for the track is always better. Looking at the back, you also have a special exhaust system for the race car. Normally you would have 3 pipes here at the end. Now you only have 2. But I think only the spoiler here is the biggest difference. Mounted on the chassis like you see. To really give a lot of downforce on the track. Then what else do we have here? A Morgan, a GT500 Mustang, a classic one, and a classic Benz next to it. Then we're taking here a look at the inside of a Maserati Ghibli. Classic one, like you see the interior looks almost like new. Don't think if it's had like a restoration to it or it's kept in very good condition like you see. Beautiful example, the Maserati Ghibli's. The long hood like you see. Go a bit around the car, you see the big boot to it. Fun thing always with the older cars, big boot. Bit of a back view here. Exhaust sticking here out on the side. Trident here. Yeah, nice and clean one. Big V8 in there of course. Nice. Really looks good. The headlights popping out. Here some more classics. Cool Aston Martin here. Sort of a race one, the roll cage in. And I think another Ford GT next to it. GT40. Looks like that. You see the V8 engine here. Beautifully presented. Real race car from back in the day. Very lightweight, the 2 exhausts here sticking out. Quite nice, big rear tires. You can see the gearbox here underneath. Stripped down interior. Manual gearbox in there, and you still need to have like great driving skills. Even has a signing on there, on the golden plaque from Carroll Shelby. So it will be really an original one I think. Beautiful black one with the gold wheels. Racing stripe underneath. Another Carrera here next to it. I'm going to show you a bit the front of the Ford GT40. You see the big air intakes for the ventilators. A really cool one, this one. A Carrera 3.0 here next to it. Yeah, quite nice. If you compare it, the 911 is a small car, but the GT40 really is good down on the ground. And it isn't the biggest if you compare it to cars nowadays. The known headlights. Also had in the newer Ford GT. It's a Mark II from 1966. Built under the Ford license. There's a 7-liter engine in there with 4 Weber carburetors. It's made road legal and it's Belgian registered. Signature by Carroll Shelby, like I said, and it's actually for sale here at 355,000 euros. So if you're interested in a road legal Ford GT, then you can always go and check it out. What's this? Looks like a or something like that. Race car from Supercars. Beautiful grill here from Aston Martin. The known racing green color of Aston Martin. Here even an air intake made underneath. We have a quick glimpse at the engine. Big V12 in there. It's a DB4 GT. Quite cool. It's a 1959 and it's a prototype from the factory, so that's quite cool, a one-half car. Now you also have like the newer DB4 GT they built with Zagato. Like I showed to you at the showroom with the DBS GT Zagato, the newer ones. It's like the contribution editions, but this one is the actual original one that car was based on. Quite cool, if you ask me. And this car is even has a trophy on top, so it would have won something. I think it's a DB2. In great condition. Beautiful example. Then we'll walk a bit further, because there are a lot of classics here. Then we have here another Maserati 3500 GT. Also a known one to see on auctions with the gold trident in there. Then a nice and colorful Alfa here, Alfa Romeo, the GTC. Quite an expensive one, 150,000 euros. For a classic Alfa is a lot, I think 115. But it looks nice, roadster, beautiful color to it. And this one is a cool stand. For all special cars, you come back to the rough roads, Dakar, and then we'll walk around further. Then some more classics here, a Lancia Aurelia B24S, like we just saw, two others in a white here, and a colorful Porsche 356 here, nice blue one, and another XK jack. Those are the most known ones, of course, the 356s and the XKs. I'm gonna go walk over here. Here we have another Ferrari, a 365 GTC 4 it is, the long nose. Quite cool, the classic Ferraris, silver one here. And the 2+2, because you have rear seats, although there isn't actually someone going to fit in there. Glimpse of the back. Another, what's this? Lancia, I think it is. Flambia Sprint. So a quite known one. Here, the small one. Check what this is. A small race car. Looks quite fun if you ask me. Just fit into it too. It's a Fiat, it says. Quite cool. Original Fiat race car. Actually quite interesting. It's only one of two ever built. It's a Benedetti Ginani 750 Sport, and it actually raced a 52 Millimiglia with a 750cc Ginani G1 engine, restored to its original perfection. Looks quite cool, if you ask me. Then here komt de Sprint, like I just saw, the Flaminia Sport by Zagato. Always a nice sight to see here. Beautiful one, if you ask me. The Lancia back in day built also some very cool cars. Here, I think it is a Lola or a Lotus. Yeah, a Lotus it is. Cool, Lotus race car, the long nose. Lotus 11 S1 LeMans from 1956. Really see the air on that car. Made really down on the ground, it's in it with two. Yeah, really cool. The hump here also, the racing hump, it's what I quite like. It's also for safety reasons, of course, but it makes a cool look, if you ask me. Look at the forms on that car, that really is nice. And here a supreme looking E-Type. Looks quite nice, and this two-tone Lancia also looks quite special, if you ask me. The color of the exterior going back on the inside. What's this? Have a look at it. It's a Pegaso. It's called Pegaso 7 of a Z102 Berlinetta Series 2. By touring Superleggero, only 84 ever built, so that's quite cool with the V8 in there. Yeah, special one, special designing. Another cool two-tone Bentley S2. Looks quite nice. For sale at quite a barn, 60,000. And what's this? Don't even know what it is. It's a Morris Minor Coupe, it says. Never seen one before. That's a cool thing with the classics. You always see cars you never ever heard about. And that's another quite cool one, the 8C Spider. It's actually a very good looking one if you ask me. It's for sale at 250,000 euros. Only has 20,000 kilometers on. In 2009 with the V8 in. Yeah, very, very nice one. It's really a collector's car. You always see them at the auctions, the 8C. Then the Spider variant even. Quite cool is the detailing here on the inside. Special woven leather on the seats. Some carbon fiber here on the center. And a limited edition, only 500 ever built it says. Flippers behind the steering wheel, carbon. Yeah, looks quite good. Even a full matte carbon dashboard. Never looked at the inside. You also see it here on the doors, matte carbon doors. Of course to save some weight. 8C Spider. Yeah, quite cool. You have like the fabric top that folds on if you want. And a beautiful looking back here with the round lights in. It's quite nice. Great V8 sound. Sort of a diffuser with even some real fins in there. Yeah, if you're interested, the car is actually for sale. Quite cool, gonna feel it on the pedals, carbon fiber pedals. Sort of here a metal finish. Where the buttons are, air conditioning buttons. Yeah, it looks quite cool, quite special here on the inside. And then of course the known design of the wheels on the Alphas. Really special on the 8C. Here, what's this next to it? 2000 Spider Touring from Alpha, quite nice. Here a Bentley, a coupe from Bentley. Wide body even it says, 6.8T. Wide body, you see it on the wheel arches, it's a bit more aggressive. Cool looking interior. I always like it when they have like the chopped aluminium on the center, and in this car they have it all around. Very, very cool even. Here we have another special Alfa Romeo. It's Giulia Sprint Speciale. It says 140,000 and it has really a special designing on there if you ask me. Sort of a Mercedes SL headlights on. And here the chrome bumper. Cool known Alfa Romeo shaping in there. Here even on the side also have some extra shaping. Even some air outlets. It's quite cool. Even an extra glass. Stop the air. I don't know why they've done it, because the car has a full groove on, but I really like the special designing on. Yeah, a cool one. Come here to the rear. We have like the classic Alfa Romeo badge. And the Quattro Giolio, like they say it. Yeah, really cool. Special car, never seen one before. The Giulia. And here another Dino Prio 8 GT4, just saw one. I come forward that you have more of a good look here. Nice smelling V12 engine. 365 GT 2+2, a blue one. This red one. I think here 512. Next to it the Testarossa. Special spec here in the yellow with the tan interior. Yeah, cool. Really cool. And here we have a F12 next to it. Sort of a more darker red color. For sale at 250,000 euros. And it has, like I already saw on the side, the TDF style wheels from the F12 TDF. That looks quite cool. Nice example, this one, even with racing seats in. Full carbon here on the inside. Even matte carbon on the steering wheel, I think. And gloss on the bridge. It's quite nice. This one has a 6.3 liter V12, and here next to it you have the 6 liter V12 of Ferrari 599 GTB with a nice tan interior, also racing seats in. So that looks quite cool. The V12 Ferraris, always a dream to have one. Sound is of course immense. It's looking good. Yeah, nice barrier. And of course the A12 is a replacer that you now have of the F12, but these two are quite a nice pair. You know, of course I think I would go for the F12 because it's a bit newer, but I think that one had like 670 horsepower to it. This one has 660 horsepower, I think, and the F12 720, I think it even is 720 horsepower and 660, so big number from the V12, only rear wheel driven. Then we'll walk a bit further. Then we come to some cool Mercedes-Benz classics. This one is a 190 SL, full black one. Really had a great restoration to it. You have like the white on the side of the tires. Beautiful full red leather interior. 215,000 they asked for this one. Yeah, it's a great looking one. Here you have a 230 SL. Also still a very good looking one with a nice red leather interior. And here another one, 280 SL. Blue on tan. Yeah, great car still, the Benzes and a cool SLS behind. We'll have a closer look at. Take a look here at the quality of the restoration, guys. Really is as brand new made. Beautiful finish here on all the clusters, the buttons. Leather really smells as new. You even have like a matching luggage set with it, also on the beautiful red leather. Even a spare wheel, yeah, quite a decent boot here on the 190 SL. Really is a stunning looking one, really love Mercedes-Benz. I'm a big fan of one myself in the past. Even the 230, 280 I mean, SLs here look absolutely stunning. Also with a great restoration here on the inside. Really is done very nice. They also the blue one quite like. The blue on tan Mercedes myself. This really looks nice, guys. Perfect Sunday cruiser, like they say. 280 SLs. Yeah, nice restoration done with. And then here more of a newer, a young timer they call it. It's the SLS AMG. And I think the SLS AMG will be one that will go like the 300 SL in the future, because it has the gull-wing doors on there. It's a special one, they only made it for a couple of years. Now the AMG GT do not have the special design of the doors, which makes this car really a collector's car, I think. And the prices haven't changed since they came out. I think they dropped a bit after a couple of years, but now they are, I think, worth more than when they came out. And yeah, you can get why it really is something special. The cool gull-wing doors on there. This one sort of a grey example with the red leather interior, but sadly it's already sold. Yeah, you can read. And I would love to own one day. This one has a carbon ceramics on. Sort of the more gold finish on the calipers. And have a look on the inside. Cool red leather, like I was saying. Met a gearbox, carbon finishes. Yeah, really nice. Really nice even. A little bit to the back here, you have sort of a small spoiler lip that comes up. Full SLS AMG. Yeah, really is one I would love to have next to a V12 Ferrari. You just saw a 599 and F12. And then a cool classic next to it. Here you have a 300 SL, which is sort of its original interior, like you can see. And yeah, The newer ones look a lot better, of course. Do like the restoration on it. This is more of a classic look, but like you see, you could also just do some new leather on the inside if you don't want to change like the whole dashboard and things. Yeah, that looks way nicer if you ask me. And this is alles really to behold, really cool. If you are looking to get one, then I wouldn't wait that long because the prices will be rising, of course. And here we come to another very special car, only one of one ever built, the Aston Martin Victor. I'm going to quickly take you around. It's actually based on an Aston Martin 177 engine, and it has the chassis of an Aston Martin Vulcan. It's made for a special guy for Aston Martin. I'm going to talk you more about it. I'm going to see if I can pronounce it right. Victor Gauntlet. It was a chairman for Aston Martin in the 80s and helped them a bit through the rough times of Aston Martin. He was a known guy, and that's why they wanted to do a retribution for him, to do him a bit honor, make a special one-of-one car that this Aston Martin Victor actually is. It's a total new design, but like I said, based on the chassis of an Aston Martin Vulcan, because they had some Vulcans in the production lately. And then the 6.3 liter V12 you also had in the Aston Martin 177, pushing a bit more horsepower out. I think this one is going till 800 horsepower. And a total new design to it. You see it's sort of the classic look of the 80s Aston Martin Vantage. And a full carbon front lip, typical Aston Martin shape of grille here in the front, even special air outlet on there. Yeah, it's quite a cool one here in sort of a dark green color. And it's I think only for track use if I'm not wrong. Maybe this one is road legal, but most of the Vulcans were only for track. That's why I think it's only a track out. There's like racing seats in there with 4-point harnesses, special racing steering wheel, and also a cool looking back. If you're quite special is how the diffuser is really integrated into the design. You see it, half the car is only diffuser, and special rear light design. It sticks out, and then sort of a lip spoiler on the back. Aston Martin nicely integrated into the mesh. You can see some of the suspension here. It's quite cool. The racing car. And you also have here this very beautiful Aston Martin DBS Volante, one of my all-time favorites. Aston Martin DBS looks so elegant if you ask me. Cool Bond car and the Volante version here. Nice clean spec, grey on black. Looks awesome if you ask me here. And this guys, all the air vents on the hood. Really is cool if you ask me. Quite a nice one. Dream car actually, SLS, DBS and a V12 Ferrari. But this Aston Martin Victor is special to see. Big V12 in there, only one of one ever built. And yeah, nice to actually see it now. You have the exhaust there on the side. You have even some more sort of meshes created there on the side to direct the air. Special designing of wheels. Come to the front back. You see the special designing of wheels. A lot of spokes in there, Brembo racing brakes on. Full carbon side skirt where the exhaust is placed in. Here you have sort of the known fin by Aston Martin. Big radiators there on the front to cool that big V12 engine, 6.3 liter. And this is quite a rare car actually to see. Quite nice. Even a camera there on top to see. Probably the view of your rear view mirror is a camera. There you have a subtle air intake on the sides. Yeah, nice one dus. Aston Martin Victor. The exterior is Pentland green with forest green leather on the inside. And another thing I forgot to mention is that it's quite important that this car uses a 6-speed manual gearbox, so really a driver's car. And yeah, what a cool look with the sort of circle LED front lights here. Nice one. Hey guys, I think I've seen this Bugatti Veyron Grand Sport before at the beginning of the year while we were in Paris at the Paris Sotheby's auction. I think probably this classic car dealer has bought that Bugatti. Back then it has a W16 in there with 1001 horsepower. You see it beautifully finished. Quad turbo, 2 very big air intakes on top. Then the hydraulic spoiler here that comes up to even function as an air brake. With like the central exhaust here in the center. And quite an aggressive diffuser even. Gonna come a bit closer so that you can have a closer look at it. You really see the fins underneath, full carbon diffuser even. There were 500 of the Veyrons. Don't know how many of them were Grand Sport, probably 100, something like that. Because you also have the Super Sports variant and the Vitesse, the cab version of the Super Sports. This one in a 2-tone, like you see, sort of a cherry red with the black in the center. Then we have here another very special Alfa Romeo, more of a newer one. It's actually based on the 8C. We just saw the 8C Spider, but then with a special coach-built body by Touring Superleggera. You will all know it's called the Disco Volante, and it's the Spider even. And you really see it's a sort of very special coach-built car. Totally new design here on the outside. Really looks very nice. Carbon fiber here on the lip in the front. The known grille here of the Alphas. Cool here even the finishing, and then you have sort of the stripe going all the way around the car. And like you see, this it's like one big panel here in the front, no cuts in between. Really looks very clean if you ask me. The known Alfa Romeo style of wheels on there, even on the sides, carbon fiber side skirt. Like you see here, the front is one big panel. Front is one big panel with the stripe here continuing until the door lever. Some carbon lip here on the side. It's quite cool. Here you have the naming on the seat, Disco Volante Spider. This is car 7 out of 7, so very rare, only 7 built. You have the Touring Superleggera badge. Some cool looking inside like you had on the 8C Spider we just saw. More carbon fiber I think, and some red details to let the exterior color come back. Yeah, really cool. And then coming to the back, you also here have the Disco Volante Spider naming. I'm gonna go a bit backwards to also see the back of the car, but really a designing car. You also had it in the hardtop version. I think it was sort of a special collaboration between Alfa Romeo and Touring Superleggera, but really what a great looking one. Really like it even. And if you have a look here at the back of the car, see really the car really is made at sort of an angle that it really points out. Special design on the exhaust even. Cool rear light design again with the striping on the side of the car. Sort of a diffuser created, full carbon. It really is something special, this car. And then sort of the Tiger hands in there. Quite nice if you ask me. And all in one panel, like I already said before. No cutting in between. That's where the designers are mostly known for. Really make an elegant shaping on there. I think you would maybe have a boot on there, not sure. Here the fuel filler cap. Again, you can read Disco Volante Spider. I saw a green one. I think it was a year ago, also here in Brussels at Auto World. For the guys that want to see it, it's like the second of the 7 I saw. And then what a cool one to actually see it in person. Here we have some stripped E-types next to it. and some more Targa Porsches. But I'll walk around and see what else special I can find. And this is also quite a special one I was walking past. Like this big shark van hieronder hier. Looks like a Bentley or something from back in the day. Let's see what it is. A closer look. Jaeger. Coming to the front of the car. The Talbot AV 105 grootste bij Ebot. Yeah, don't know it, but looks cool with the shark fin on. Here Alvis next to it, green one. Yeah, quite fun. Other side some more Alfa Romeos. Then we come here to another cool one of my age, besides all the classics here that I don't know that much of. Here a cool Lamborghini Murcielago and a cool orange color next to another orange Porsche. We'll have a closer look at. In the summer you saw me doing a passenger ride with a Lamborghini Murcielago. Very kind owner took me out to experience my first ever drive in a Lamborghini, and it was also in a Murcielago, the LP 640 variant. This one is a very colorful one, a beautiful Orancio by Lamborghini. It's a 2004 model, this one, and it's for sale here at 200,000 euros. It's 570 horsepower from the V12, and the most striking thing is that it also has a orange leather interior. It's a bit much orange on orange, but yeah, on a Lamborghini it's cool to do. It's special. The 6-liter V12 in there. And the cool thing also is that the air openings open up on the side, give more of an aggressive look. Scissor doors, of course, by Lamborghini. And yeah, I was a bit not impressed by the sound that it actually made. The original exhaust was a bit quiet, I said in that video, but then maybe if you put it in the sport stand, it's a bit more crazy. This one even has a 6.2 liter V12. When you have like the LP variant of Murcielago, in the beginning they came out with just a 6 liter, and then a couple years into production they renewed it a bit. Yeah, quite cool to see. Just an automatic gearbox in there. Some are with a manual, but they are even rarer. Then hier a Porsche Targa. Quite cool. 200,000 euros is quite expensive, if you ask me, for this tire, but it's in a good condition. Then on the other side we have a special 575. It's a Super America, you can see with the roof up. Only a few 575s that you could take the roof off. We'll go to that side to check it out more. Here we have another special Ferrari 250 TR. I saw last year a 250 TR at a Monterey auction on the west coast, and yeah, what a cool one this. The nachtstripe over. Rosso Corsa, really a race car from Ferrari. It was built by DK Engineering. It has a all alloy body to it with a V12 probably here in the front. Really nice, really a race car look back in the day. Very lightweight, so the racing hump on there. And 4-point racing belts in. Manual one, of course. Beautiful wooden Ferrari steering wheel. Just simple but also nice. Also good to look at. Yeah, very cool one. And here we have the Tommaso next to it, with a big spoiler on. Of course, now that the Tommaso has the P72, we saw some different models from already. But actually back in the day they built a lot of different cars. But I read they were in some problems now to bring the P72 out. But we'll see when it actually comes. Then we see here actually some of the LeMans cars that are presented here this year because of the 100 years of LeMans. Actually Ferrari won this year when they came back. It was quite a thing to see. And here we have a 1966 Porsche 906. It's from a private collection that was kind enough to present it here this year. You can see that it raced the classic Le Mans race. And what a cool racing car. The nose really sticks out down to the ground. Special lighting that you also have on the new Mission X project from Porsche. The replacer of the 918 also has that kind of special headlights. And then special wheel arches design, really race car built, doors that go upwards, sort of gull-wing doors. And really stripped down here on the inside. Just a racing seat and the steering wheel in bare metal. Here you have it, the flat 6 engine of course used by Porsche. Like all the race cars, the side moves itself up if you'd want. Yeah, really fun race car. And a 356 Speedster here next to it. And some very good looking 911s here. And S Targa, sort of the gold color to it. And here a lighter blue 911T. And I think it is a 993 Carrera 2 in the darker blue. Really nice, this lighter blue one really gets my attention. A nice cream leather interior. A bit to the front of the cars. Very nice if you ask me. And that one also has a special fabric on the inside, which really matches the outside color. It's a 989 2.4 Astarga. It's also for sale here. And the color is called sepia brown with a beige pita interior. Look at this guy's beautiful fabric to match the exterior color. That really looks nice if you ask me. That's from Targa. The 575 Super America is also for sale here at €300,000. It has a V12 in there that produces 540 horsepower, and like you see the glass roof is actually up now. It's quite funny how the mechanics of the roof worked. You just needed to fold it downwards and it was yeah, quite easy, quite funny. I was reading about it, and when it actually is raining and you need to put the roof back up, then you get like all the water on the passengers, so it wasn't really thought of that well, but just a small roof to still have like that functionality. And yeah, quite a rare one, limited of course. It's quite fun how they presented it here. It's a 300 SL Goldwing, where you see the body from, actually above the actual chassis and the engine. You see the structure of the car. It's quite fun to actually see it like this. All the wiring, the engine, and here the known fence on the side. And yeah, the car will of course do a full restoration, but maybe if you want you can buy it like this if you want to restore it yourself. Then we have a 3.8 RSR Porsche. Cool looking one. I think it won something as best young timer here. Yeah, looks quite nice. Sort of the more aggressive side. Wider wheel arches, very big spoiler on the back, and totally stripped here on the inside. Recaro racing seats in roll cage. This racing yellow color really looks quite striking. RSR race car for the road. Yeah, that's always quite cool. Then we'll go to there, as you can see a special Ferrari. Now we have another quite cool Bugatti, the two-tone, a bit bigger than the last one. Don't know which model it is, but it looks quite sick to me. With the higher bench under here. Big engine in there. Here, I was saying, not the biggest place, but you sit a bit higher than the driver here in front. That looks cool. It smells great, always classic cars. Then here we have a nice BMW next to it. And here another Ferrari. And check what that one is. It's a 250 GT Ferrari from 1957. Weer in the silverish grey color. It's very good. Really, I'm a big fan of the Ferrari 250 and the 275. What a look. 1.3 million they asked for it. It's a GT Buana. So a bit more special with a V12 in, 4-speed. Manual gearbox. Yeah, even a roll cage in. Because yeah, it's a race car from back in the day. Also quite nice if you try to do some rally with it or something like that. We can sit here. 250 Gran Turismo it says. Yeah, those cars of those days were so cool, guys. Sleep just for the cars. I would actually want to live some years in the past because they were still elegant back then with all the cool shaping, all the lighting around, all the silver. It was really flamboyant. If you ask me, the cars back then really stood out. Nowadays, even with the electric ones, they get very, very boring. If you ask me, you don't have that many shapes on there. It's all clean lines, no bottoms even on the inside, no nice materials used to build special cars, and I think that's something you miss on newer cars. That's why the classic cars still are beloved, still are collected, and that's why it's so busy here today, because everybody loves to look at a classic, not at a new boring car. Come here to a Z3 BMW, more of newer cars here. It's this an Aston Haley. Classic Benzes, these. Then we come here to another very beautiful Ferrari. It's a 250 GT Cab Series 2, only 200 of these worldwide, and it really is in a concours spec. If you ask me, really made like perfect. I think it had small restoration done to it. On the inside you see it like the leather looks quite nice. Color coming back on the inside, sort of a darker red from Ferrari. Yeah, really nice to see it here, a beautiful classic Ferrari. Then here another Targa next to it. And the body of a Mistral Maserati, I think, here on top. Yeah, quite nice. This is also a very beautiful spec of 911 Targa, sort of a dark purple, the classic interior. But going there we have another quite nice one, the cool Countach. Another Alpha 6C Zagato. Very nice Countach. Full red one. Yeah, quite nice. I think it's even an anniversary edition. But it has like the special wing on there, yes, LP 5000S, for sale at 580,000 euros if you're interested. The daddy of the V12 Lambos, so it looks quite special. Another E-Type, and then I'm gonna come in to have a closer look here at the special Countach here, the 5000S. Quick glimpse here at the V12 engine. Yeah, very cool. Aggressive looking rear exhaust really sticking out. Then the special designer spoiler that's made sort of in a point. Yeah, and all the shapings on this car really is timeless. Think here the air outlets, here the big air intake, the wheel arch sticking out. Here the form of air intake they still use nowadays in sports cars. Here the air can flow to the big radiator and a manual gearbox in there, so you really needed to have driving skills if you wanted to drive a special car like this back in the day. Yeah, quite nice. Then we come here to more of a modern car. A lot of classics we saw here today. A lot of also sort of some young timers they call it, but this really is a new one, full black 918 Spider. It's quite nice if you ask me, in the black metallic. One of only 918 in the world, with the V8 in there, hybrid system. It was the first time for Porsche to use a hybrid system. Now you also have it on a lot of their other models, the special design of wheels and all the acid green elements to complement it that it's a hybrid car. but I don't like it. It says e-hybrid on there. I would just prefer a V10 in there, like you had on the Carrera GT. The cool thing is that you have here the exhaust actually coming straight out of the engine. So of course it saves some weight, that you don't need to make like a long exhaust system or something. And the car pushed about 800 horsepower out back in the days. So a full black leather interior with some white piping on. Yeah, cool one. Here you have some air outlets to cool those front wheel arches and the brakes. You can see some carbon fiber, the carbon fiber monocoque the car was using. Here again, some carbon fiber. You can see it here on the door, for carbon doors. Here, this side you have an air intake. Yeah, looks quite cool. On this side you can fuel up the car. The other side you can plug it in. But I was actually watching a video of a guy that owned one, and he said you still need to plug the battery in separately, so that's not the nicest thing that you plug it in. You need to plug it in right there. And also in the front was actually at the video of the white collection, the guys that saw it. Nice carbon here on the back, the diffuser. This one can actually come up. It's like the spoiler they're using. Those wanting to read this car is number 582 of the 918. Here you can see some heat covering. Here you need to charge e-power, like I was saying, but you can still need to charge a battery in the front, so that's not smart as of Porsche, I think, to have two types of recharging the car. Then the fun thing was you can always take these two panels off. It's a spider and the hardtop in one, and you can store them, those two panels. Here in the front, don't think this is a YSEC car, no, and it's for sale at 1,690,000 euros. I think it's a bit overpriced. Only has driven 8,500 kilometers from 2015, but I don't think it will sell for that price. I think 1 million, 1.2 will be enough. Quite cool is here the headlight design, 4 points in, carbon here also on the front. Yeah, this is quite a cool looking one. Then we come here to the cool place. It's filled with all the Le Mans cars, because it said it's 100 years of Le Mans this year. They are celebrating here at Interclassics, where we can see a special Porsche there, and here a cool Jag. So we'll also have a look at these ones, and then we'll have about seen all of them. Jaguar D-Type we already saw here. It's a XK D606 it says. Original racer at Le Mans. Cool with the shark fin at the back. Really like it. It's a special looking one. Here we have a Vino Dean Gracht. Don't know. And here a Lola race car. So that's no. 1000 kilos this Lola. 620 horsepower. Top of 290 kilometers an hour. Lola D600. Next to it we have a Toyota 92 CV. Toyota is also known to always go to Le Mans. 1992 with 800 horsepower at a top speed of 396 kilometers an hour. Quite a high top speed it had. For a 5-speed transmission only on the rear wheels, and the car only weighed 900 kilos, so I can guess it would have won at that time. Great looking one. Here an Audi R18, more a newer one from 2011. Also weighs 900 kilos and has 540 horsepower to it on the V6 engine. These you will have seen already, Audi Le Mans cars. Then we come here to a Porsche 910 from 1966, only weighed 575 kilos and had 270 horsepower to it. Top speed of 247 or 274 kilometers an hour from 66, so quite fast. Another one next to it. This actually is a Peugeot 905 Evo 1B. It has 670 horsepower and only weighs 750 kilos, so the top speed is 350 kilometers an hour from 1992. This Peugeot. Then we come to a Dodge Viper, an LM GTS R from 2002, the known V10 engine, weighed 1150 kilos, had 645 horsepower and a top speed of 330 kilometers an hour. The Vipers back in the day was also very fast. Here we have it's a Homlet, not known to be a DX, 750 kilos is the weight. And there's 400 horsepower to it. Special one, and here René Bonnet to finish the line from 1964, 850 kilos and only 107 horsepower to it. That was already a nice line of LeMans cars. Then we'll go to the other side. We're going to some special ones in the center. You can really see the gearbox there sitting, quite insane. Sort of a hydraulic spoiler here on the back. There you see the big V12 engine. Here it just sits right in front. It's a real racing like that. Only a small metal structure, small roll cage and a big engine behind you. It's a Matra Silka, an MS 660 with a V12 engine that produced 450 horsepower and it weighed 700 kilos at a top of 320 kilometers an hour. It was from 1971. Nice one. Then we come to another Toyota racing hybrid, and you see this one is really used because it still has all the dirt on it. You can see all the striping from the dirt from the track. Most of the time, if the car wins the Le Mans race, they don't clean it afterwards, just to keep that sort of retribution to that win. You can see all the dirt from all the tires on the track that has gotten onto the front of this car. It's a Toyota GR010. It's a hybrid, like I said, from 2021, so probably the car that won the 2021 race. Weighs 1040 kilos and has 670 horsepower at a top speed of 328 kilometers an hour. This car was actually driven by Mike Conway, Kamui Kobayashi and Jose Mario Lopez and won in 2021, so congrats to those guys. Cool to see it here. And this is another special one. We've already seen a lot of different GT40s here. This probably is the one that was part of Écurie Belge and driven by Claudio Dubois. Would say it would have won at Le Mans, but there is nothing saying about that. Of course, the Le Mans were known for their victory at Le Mans. Only weighed 1075 kilos in 1968. Already the top was 342 kilometers an hour from the V8 engine that produced 425 horsepower. This one in a quite special livery. Nice look. Big V8 right behind you. GT40s. I've seen some different ones here, and yeah, they're all quite cool, real race cars from back in the day. Now we come here to a special Porsche that raced at Le Mans. It's a Porsche 936 81 joules. It's called from 81. It only weighed 700 kilos, very lightweight, of course, a race car, top speed of 350 kilometers an hour from the flat 6 engine that produced 520 horsepower. And this car was actually driven by Jackie X and Derek Bell and won the 1981 edition. So yeah, very special car because of the Jackie X. He's a Belgian racing driver that won it in 81. So great history to it, and what a racing car. It really looks down to the ground, guys. And you sit it in the center almost. Just open like in a F1 car and a big roof scoop on top. Here on the side even some extra air intakes. Racing number 11 it was wearing. So here in front even an extra air intake. Quite cool. And looking here at the back, where the car really is long, of course, because of a high top speed and to create as less drag as possible. Big spoiler on the back to create some downforce on the rear. Go a bit down. You can see the car really is sticking a meter out from where the tires is. I think the spoiler is even hydraulic, because it can function a bit. But very cool to see here. A winning LeMans car by Jackie X. And we come here to more older LeMans winners. From 1932 is this Alfa Romeo 8C. Dan hier in 1936 de Lage 135S. These were more of production cars back in the day that they actually raced. Nowadays they built like a total new car from scratch only for the Le Mans racing. But back in the day they were still driving cars that you could drive on the road, like this 8C and this Lage. And we come here to Cadillac it is, I think, here on the badge. So built for the Le Mans race, like you can see a Cadillac North Star it's called. Weighs 900 kilos, has a V8 in there that produces 600 horsepower and a top speed of 322 kilometers an hour. Quite cool. Then 1968 Haley SR2, the Sport Proto it's called. It has 250 horsepower and weighs 200. Oh no, it has a top speed of 240 kilometers an hour, no weight on there. Then an Aston Martin Victor, do next to it, from 2011, 450 horsepower with from the V8. And has a top speed of 289 kilometers an hour. Cool on the Aston Martin that raced. And I'm going to end the video here in front of this Porsche 917. It has a flat 12 in there, only weighs 800 kilos and it dominated Le Mans at the 70 and 71 race. And what a cool color combo to it is, special livery. Quite nice, very known Le Mans winner. And I want to thank you guys all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this year's Interclassics. Make sure to subscribe if you aren't already. And I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye. Here you have a special car you can even take on the water, like you see here. You have the turbulators to take it under the water. The underside is also fully closed. You even have the exhaust here on top. Here you see a picture. They took it even in the channels from the sea. Looks quite fun if you ask me. Sort of an amphibie vehicle you can take on the sea and on the road. Quite fun.